what's happened in the last video.
You're gonna give me the choice? Can you make the choice yourself?
And here is more MrDudeManSir.
Where do I need to hide? I don't want to get into the supply locker because I'll be crushed. Actually, if the second time you were crushed. You were crushed by a ghost in the first one. But you actually weren't killed. This time you were. So no supply locker for me. I don't roll that way. Teacher podium all the way. I hurriedly hid myself beneath the teacher's podium. I grabbed my knees, curled up and made myself as small as I could. What is this? What's happening? The footsteps continued to draw nearer and nearer. Clomp, 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 clomp. Little by little, the sound grew louder. Every hair in my body was standing on end. Please just pass by. Please. I held my breath, clasped my hands together, and silently prayed. Clomp, 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 clomp. They were close now. Very, very close. Please. God. Why was this happening? I couldn't make any sense of it. I just wanted it to be over. I prayed to God that it would just end. Was this about what the old woman was trying to warn me about? Was this all happening because I ignored her? Because I didn't take the paper doll from her? Was it because I heard the ghost story of Yoshi and allowed it to get to me? Or did the strange events of the day have nothing to do with what was happening to me now? It feels like my heart is going to burst out of my chest. I was still holding my breath. I didn't dare let even the tiniest of sounds escape and give away my position. Tap, 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 tap. Revenge. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap. The consistent rhythm of footsteps suddenly ended halfway into one of the cycles. It had ended right in front of this very classroom. Oh, it's blue. It's all good, right? Right? It's a blue one. I had goosebumps up and down my arms and legs. I stopped praying, clasped my hands over my mouth. I knew I'd scream if I didn't. Could this be Yoshi? Was this school legend real? All I could do was close my eyes, keep my mouth shut, and hope that whoever or whatever this was would just go away. But the footstep sounds didn't just start again. If this was indeed Yoshi, then she stopped in front of the classroom and just standing there. I had no concept of time anymore. I started hiding, and I stayed in my hiding spot for what was probably only a few minutes, but it felt like at least an hour. Maybe whoever it was gone. I decided to carefully peek out from under the podium. I gingerly edged my room. I edged my head, and suddenly... Hey! The footsteps rang out once more. It sounded like they were headed right for me. They might have been right inside the room. I honestly couldn't tell. I scrambled back into my hiding spot and covered my mouth with both hands. This was too much for me. My breathing was coarse and erratic. My face was a mess of tears and snot. God, please, save me. That was inconsolable. The footsteps just wouldn't stop. What on earth were they doing? It almost seemed like they were running around in circles, just to scare me. Stop it. Please, stop it. I mouthed these words over and over again. I moved my hands to my ears in vain to attempt to block out this torturous sound. And as a response, the sound changed. Eek! It was a sound. Dull thud, followed by sounds. More footsteps. I had heard the sound hundreds of times before. It was the classroom door sliding open. I peeked out, but the door was still tightly shut. How could that be? And if the sound I heard wasn't the door, then what was it? What little safety I'd felt was pretty much gone. To be fair, I wasn't absolutely certain the spirit had heard me, or seen me either. The prospect of stepping out into the open was a desirable one, but I had to decide if it was better to stay where I was, or make a break for it. You know, I'm going to save yet again. I am very indecisive about my actions, especially in visual novels, because I played Clay and I visual novel. And Clay and I visual novel had choices that you literally had no clue what was going to happen. It was like, do you want to have a drink or do you want to go eat outside or something like that? And either one you choose is like some sort of like horrible ending. Well, not like horrible because no, it's just like a dating sim, but I mean, it turns out to be an undesirable ending or bad end. And you never know what was going to happen with end you chose. So I'm kind of on edge whenever I make a choice in a visual novel. Make a break for it or stay hidden. You know what? I'm gonna make a break for it. Staying in one place for too long seemed like it would be inviting trouble. So I took a deep breath and reluctantly crawled out, as quietly as I could. But almost immediately I felt something. Tap. Something long and thin had struck me in the back of the head. Or perhaps struck isn't the right word. There was little force behind it, but it was a hard slam. It wasn't the hard slam. More like someone's trying to get my attention. Is that a wooden rod? Or no, it's a finger. I knew I wouldn't like what I was going to see, but I had to face whatever this was. So I turned around, and there, in the middle of me was. Is somebody still here? Go home, child. A figure was peering down at me from above the podium, with one emaciated wishbone-like finger extended toward my face. I recognized this person instantly, no doubt about it. This was the strange old woman who supposedly passed away earlier. I was scared out of my mind. I tumbled the rest of the way out of under the podium and shot my feet. A ghost. There was really a ghost in the school. My breathing was ragged and heart was pounding so hard, I thought it might explode. Plowing through all the dust in my way, I ran as fast as I could toward the classroom door. But that was as far as I can go. What's wrong? There in the open hallway was the same old woman, emitting a bluish-white glow. This was the source of the light I'd seen through the window earlier. But how in the world did you get to the door before I did? I felt like I was starting to hyperventilate, and I tried the best I could to calm my breathing as my eyes darted around the room. I needed to get out of here as now, to get as far away from this place as I possibly could. If the front door is blocked, maybe I can get out through this back. But if I do that, I can't leave the school without running past her. There's no way she'd let me by, but I have to do something. I bit my lip and continued scanning the room. Something. If I just had something, I could use to fight back. I didn't have the time to think carefully about it. I just had to grab something and hope for the best. There were two choices, and I had to pick one impulse before it was too late. Oh crap, holy crap! Broom! No, I should have got the bag of salt! I did the bag of salt, sir! Like, warding away bad people! Oh no! Broom from the cleaning supply locker, that might work. You see, I'm always bad at regretting my decisions as soon as I make a decision. And also, whenever I'm playing the time trials, no matter what kind of time trial it is, I always make the bad decision. Maybe I could fend her off with it. It was a long shot, but better than just standing around and getting caught. What do I do now? What do I do? When I looked over, the spirit of the old woman was holding on her hand from the other side of the door frame. She really was trying to catch me. I wasn't just paranoid. She was going to kill me and turn me into a ghost like her. I was convinced this had been Yushi, the teacher from that urban legend. I couldn't waste any more time. I darted out through the back door of the classroom, into the safe end of the hall. I was running at top speed, hoping to escape behind the spirit's back. Unsurprisingly, trying to outrun the ghost proved to be a fruitless endeavor. The spirit saw me and moved at a breakneck speed to intercept. Stop! I impulsively thrust the broom out and stabbed her in the eye with it. Take that, I thought. But my moment of bravado was short-lived. The broom immediately shattered to a million pieces. If my attack accomplished anything, it just made her mad. Huh? I had the sudden sensation of someone seizing me by the throat, accompanied by an unpleasant crunching sound. God, she really did have me by the throat. I couldn't breathe. For as old as frail as she looked, she was uncommonly strong. Gotcha. Oh. No. She was actually gripping me so tightly that she'd managed to raise me off the ground. By my neck. I could see her slender, bony hand in the periphery of my vision, and I feel it cutting into my trachea. Was that hand really holding me in the air against my will, kicking and my flailing? Just the tissue bones of my neck. I couldn't struggle anymore. I was like a puppet on a string. Tag, you're it. With a sudden crack, my field of vision shifted 90 degrees and everything turned blood red. Oh my. Just like me. Well then. That literally, genuinely creeped me out. I am literally tingling all over. I got the bad fuzzies all over my body right now. I don't got the warm fuzzies, I got the bad fuzzies. It's not a good feeling to be filled. But now I need to redo some parts to get back to where I was. And hopefully by the time my tingling will stop being tingly. So I'll meet you there. Boop. Okay, I made it here. I just fast forwarded everything. I'm going to unfast forward stuff. I'm going to go grab the bag of salt. This looks like leftover salt from an old chemistry experiment. I heard that salt was used in purification rituals, so it seemed like an— oh, yes. You see, if I would have been thinking clearly without that time trial, I would have realized that salt is a purification thing. And you know how I know that salt's a purification thing? Because I played a game called Misao and you use salt to dispel a ghost. I don't know how that's related to this. Maybe it's some sort of like, something that all occult people know about, that like salt is some sort of like getting rid of ghosts thing. But hey, it works in Misao, and now it works in this. Okay, this is coming with me. I place the salt in my pocket as a sort of protective charm. I'm scared, but oh, here goes nothing. When I looked over, the spirit of an old woman was holding out her hand from the other side of the door frame. She really was trying to catch me. I wasn't just being paranoid. She was going to kill me and turn me into a ghost like her. I was convinced this had to be Yoshi, the teacher from the urban legend. No, I won't let her get to me. Braced myself, I darted toward the door, back into the classroom. There wasn't a moment to lose. If I didn't act fast, I probably wouldn't be able to act at all. I threw the door open and just began running at the top speed, hoping to escape behind the spirit's back. Unsurprisingly, trying to outrun the ghost proved to be a fruitless endeavor. The spirit saw me and moved at breakneck speed to intercept. Stop! Yeah! Don't come any closer! I thrust my hand into my pocket and withdrew the bag of salt, then threw the entire thing directly at the old woman's face. Yeah! She recoiled. Now's my chance! I ran down the hall as fast as my leg could carry me, briefly glancing over my shoulder at the moment to confirm the spirit was still with me. I just kept on running down that dark hallway with nothing but adrenaline and mortal fear to keep me going. I reached the stairwell at the end of the hall and made a mad dash toward the ground level. I was determined to get out of this building alive. Stop! Finally, still moving at top speed, I reached the window door leading outside. I'm almost there. I'm almost out. Luckily, the malevolent spirit hadn't caught up to me yet. It actually seemed like I might be able to escape. I might be able to actually survive this. I made it. I grabbed the handle and tried pulling it. Huh? Oh no. Why? Why? I'm so close! Please. Please open. I'm begging you. I have to think of something else. At this rate, that horrible woman's going to... No, I can't let that happen. But what do I do? What can I do? Oh! Break the glass! Oh hey. Putting my thoughts in order, I came to a sudden realization that I was right near the umbrella racks. Unless the spirit had taken it or something. My umbrella should still have been right here where I left. Aha, here it is! I practically tackled the rack, grabbing my umbrella in swift motion. Not from the handle, mind you, but from the top. Then, taking aim at the glass part of the door, I swung as hard as I could, smacking it dead center with a sturdy plastic handle. Ah! The glass wasn't going to break so easily, of course, but it did crack, giving me the I don't know what that is. I need to go in for a second hit. Break! Dang you! Break! Again and again, I struck the glass. I had the umbrella grip so tightly that the metal skeleton mechanically was leaving indentation to my skin. I was sure there had been a better way to do this, but I didn't have the luxury of trying to figure out what it might have been. Stop! You must not leave! She's coming my way. I began smacking the glass even harder, even faster. My hands were killing me. But that was the only hope of survival. Finally, after far too much effort. Yes! I did it! The glass shattered onto the floor, making one heck of a sound. Tepid air whooshed from inside. It was still pouring rain, but I was free now. Free to escape this heck hole. Okay. The paint I'd broken was on the lower half of this floor. I didn't care if I cut myself. I got down on my hands and knees and crawled like mad. I did it. I'm almost outside. I can actually escape. I'm safe. I felt triumphant for a brief moment. The fear was gone, and I was basking my victory over the malevolent entity. Huh? But it didn't last long before I was even halfway to the door. Oh no. At the start, I looked back. Oh. You remind me of Crooked Man. You know that? You creep me out. To no end. Very much so. Tall, shadowy figure had appeared behind me in the entranceway, and she had me in her grasp. There wasn't much more to her than an indistinct flickering silhouette, but I could clearly see she was broken neck. What was this, a different apparition? Her scraggly, root-like fingers were squeezing my arm with tremendous force, pushing aside the muscle and tissue and pressing away on the bone. No! What are you? Where are you going, my dear? Let us be a little longer. So won't you please wait for me? That hurts. That really hurts. I was shaking hysterically and tears were streaming down my face. I was absolutely convinced that I was going to die here. Let go of me, Sachi. I could offer no resistance. She was too strong. All I could do was plead with her. Stop. Please. You're really hurting me. I felt like my arm would snap in two at any moment. Let's be together. Forever. She wasn't just grabbing. She was twisting as well. The pain was unlike anything I'd ever experienced before. I couldn't think about anything else. My mind was absorbed by the unconscionable agony. What? Shishiro. I thought my arm was about to snap off. And then, all of a sudden, I was whisked away. Whisked away by Tsukasa. Are you okay? Why? Tsukasa? No time to explain. We have to run. What? Tsukasa was still holding on to me tightly after saving me from the brink of death. He led me back into school at a critical speed. Dang it, what the heck is this thing? Please tell me what I'm dreaming. He practically split these words as he continued running. Why is Tsukasa here? I tried to match his gait, and once we were a bit more sync, I looked up at his face. After we reached at the end of the hall, he suddenly veered into the last classroom before the stairwell, pulling me within him. Shishido, you okay? I'm fine. I could walk by myself, really. Oh, sorry, my bad. I moved away from Tsukasa, and it was immediately spilled onto the ground like a house of cards. Whoa, you sure are seeming okay to me. Maybe not, but I just need to feel. Hey, don't push yourself. Tsukasa grabbed my arm to help me out. Unfortunately, it was the arm Yoshi had been twisting. Oh, sorry. Is it your arm that's hurting you then? Yeah. I don't know how bad it is, but it really stings, like it's on fire. I draped my other hand over the store spot, where I assumed there was probably one heck of a bruise. I started rubbing gently, but it didn't help at all. That's not good. We should get you out to the nurse office right away. Then, take care of it. But then we'll be exposing ourselves to that ghost again, right? Yeah. Just thinking about going back out there and facing Yoshi made me shudder. I couldn't believe he was even entertaining the idea. Don't worry. Even if she does come get us, I'll keep you safe no matter what, okay? Tsukasa. Tsukasa's gentle reassurance actually made me forget the pain in my arm for a moment. I had to stop myself from blushing. Or try to, anyway. We need to treat your injuries as quick as possible, or they could get worse. The nurse may not be in, but I can at least apply for first aid. Alright, then let's go. Tsukasa offered me his hand, and I graciously took it, squeezing it tightly as he led me back up to the hallway. Tsukasa's hand. It's so warm. Despite the fact that nothing had really changed, I was still in just as much danger as I would have been, the paralyzing fear feeling of harm. If it were just me, I would have never been able to do this. I would have frozen up, but with Tsukasa leading the way, I felt like I could do anything. Shishido, are you okay to run? Sure. With that blessing, Tsukasa upped his pace significantly. Please, don't let her show up. I prayed silently for smooth sailing as I followed Tsukasa's lead. As long as he's with me, I think I'll be okay. I gently squeezed his hand again. I'd have to reassure myself that he was still with me. I was starting to think maybe Yoshi was gone. Maybe we thwarted her, but of course, that's why I was thinking that. She made her presence known again. Gasp. What the heck is that? Show yourself. An unearthly voice reverberated through the dark corridor. I immediately drew myself into Tsukasa's back. Bring me more. Creepy. Over Tsukasa's shoulder, I saw the same shadow-like spirit from before. He must have been waiting here to ambush us. It's alright, stay calm. But the ghost was moaning and wavering before us. We'd never been able to pass it. You'll do anything for me? Hey, Shishido. Yeah? I'm going to draw that thing's attention. While it's distracted, I want you to run. What? No way. We'll run together. I've got a secret weapon. Do you want? It's a keepsake charm my grandmother gave me. When I pointed at that thing earlier, it definitely had an effect. A charm? Yeah. Maybe if you would have took that charm for the old lady, maybe you wouldn't be in this predicament. But, Tsukasa, you'll still be putting yourself right in harm's way. I'll be fine. It'll all work out somehow or another. Let's not. Stay where you are. We really didn't have time to be arguing. It was closing in fast. And as I did, I noticed the spirit's figure had become more defined. She was tall, young woman, with her head turned sideways like a 90-degree angle. The tale of Yoshi suggests she fell down a flight of stairs, so a broken neck could certainly fit. Actually, I believe she was pushed down the flight of stairs by a person trying to rape her, if I believe that backstory correctly. Go, run! He gave my back a shove to get me started. With no time to object, I consciously obliged. Tsukasa ran too, darting ahead of me for a few short moments. Hey, ghost lady, over here. Stop! Tsukasa ran as close as possibly could to get Yoshi's attention, then turned tan and began sprinting off in the opposite direction. Come get me, you monster! Amazingly, it worked. The spirit began chasing Tsukasa, leaving me completely unobstructed. This doesn't feel right. I should really escape without him. I was torn on one hand, but I knew this was the last chance. But I need to keep going. I think that's, I can't read. I stopped for a moment and glanced over my shoulder. He was still running. The shadowy figure was still in hot pursuit. Tsukasa, she's getting way too close. You need to take care of your charm. It's fine. I told you to keep going. Once you're out of harm's way, I'll be right behind you, I promise. I still can't believe I fell for it. This is right about when I realized the truth. Tsukasa had no protective charm. He just made that up so I wouldn't object too strongly to him serving a decoy when I got away. No, I can't let him go through with this. I stopped in track and shouted out at the top of my lungs. Yoshi, hold it right there. I wasn't sure exactly what I was getting myself into, but I had to do something, and calling the spirit's name definitely seemed to have an effect. That's right, I know your name. Shishido, what are you doing? All at once, the black figure was facing me, though I never saw her turn around. She was flying toward me now, ignoring Tsukasa. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. It just says I'm not scared. I repeated this like a sutra and struck one hand in my pocket, grasping it tightly onto one and the only item that's stashed in there. So you knew who I am then? Unlike him, I have a real protective charm. Tsukasa's care, his effort, his beliefs, they were all packed with this pencil. And when you get right down to it, that's what all charm is, right? I know who said that! I believe that was Ayumi! Was that Ayumi, right? Was that Ayumi? Was that like... It's one of the girls. I believe it was Ayumi who said that. If you know who said that, then be free to tell me, because I am very curious. I squeezed a nubby little thing in my pocket, mentally preparing myself for the confrontation ahead. The confrontation I'd impulsively initiated. Shishido, you have to run. I won't. I absolutely will not. God, please, protect me. I closed my eyes, lifted my hand from my pocket, and brandished Chusaka's pencil intently. The gauntlet had been thrown. I was putting a lot of faith into this, and I really hoped I had made a mistake in doing so. My name is Yui Shishido, and my goal is to become a teacher here at this school. I opened my eyes to find that the shadowy spirit, Yoshi, had stopped dead in her tracks. Did it work? Was Tsukata's pencil keeping this vengeful soul at bay? I don't need a replacement. Just die. Suddenly, I whisked off my feet and slammed against the ceiling. Yeah! Shishido! I could see him down below. He was staring up at me and desperately leaping. He was trying to catch me, I suppose. Even though he knew we'd never reach. Tsukasa. I called out to him over and over again in my mind. If he could get away, if he could survive this ordeal, they would all have been worth it. Yoshi was drawing near, and I was helplessly pinned to the ceiling. I had no chance at all. There was no doubt in my mind that life was over. I clung to my leaf, and I felt Tsukasa's safety. It was the only thing keeping me from losing my mind entirely. Then, at once, the situation took a complete 180. It was all like a miracle. Yoshi Shinozaki, stop right there. Before I had any idea what was happening, I found myself bathed in a gentle light. The woman from this morning. I'm sorry I was unable to protect you, but now, at least, the evil will spread no farther. It was the old woman who had collapsed in front of my house. She was standing down below me, enveloped in a warm glow. The black shadow lunged toward her. Then there was a horrific noise. And then the old woman was gone. Yarg! Shishido! Just like that, I fell to the ground. Whatever Yoshi had done to me, the old woman must have nullified it. That must have been why she came to me this morning, and why she had come again now. I felt like it was going to be faint. Tsukasa ran to my side and gently scooped me off the ground into his arms. Yoshi's spirit was gone. She'd vanished along with the light. Around us now, the only sound was the pitter-patter of raindrops on the school roof. Hey, Shishido! Shishido! Tsukasa? It suffered quite a bump on the head from my fall and decidedly disoriented, but I still had enough sense to pull my arms around Tsukasa's neck. You idiot! Didn't I tell you to run away? I'm sorry, it's just... I wanted to protect you. I couldn't bear the thought of losing you. Is this what I wanted to say? But instead, I just passed out in his arms. I felt as though I was waking up from a long, horrible dream. Hey, you okay? Shishido? Where are we? Man, how hard a fall was that? We're in the nurse's office, can you tell? The nurse's office? It occurred to me to look at my surroundings, probably something I should have done before asking about them. But in my defense, I was out cold. Beige walls, pink curtains, white beds with solid blue covers. This is indeed the school infirmary, no doubt about it. Why are you? The better question is why you're here. I found you passed out on the ground out there, so I carried you in. Out where exactly? Jeez, did you get a concussion or something? It was sprayed out with what? The school gate. That's where you found me? Uh-huh. Ring any bells? But I was trapped inside the school and running from Yoshi, wasn't I? Oh, that's right. My arm. It's probably broken. Wait, my arm's okay? Huh? Your arm? It was just a dream. No, it couldn't have been. I mean, it really did hurt. I really thought I was going to die. Well, you're still a little out of sorts. But I'm glad you're safe at any rate. I guess you could say I had a gut feeling, maybe. I just got concerned and stopped by your house. And your mom told me you'd gone back to school. So I came to find you, and, well, I found you. Tsukasa, Yes. There'll be time for thanks and such later on. Right now there's something I've got to do, so hang on a second. Okay. Where are you going, Tsukasa? I wanted to ask you about Yoshi. Okay, should I end now? I'm really tired. I need to get some sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna end. Oh, let me go to the save right here. And well, this was really nice. I really liked this chapter so far. Well, for one, because of Yui, I already said it like 50 times. And also because of, well, I'd never expected Yui would have, like, a backstory like this. Like, a deathly, like, I don't know if it was, like, some sort of dream thing, but she had, like, a deathly experience with Yoshi. But, I mean, wait a second. Huh. That probably explain why she, like, sacrificed herself during Heavenly Host. Because, I don't know, I'm trying to overthink things. Trying to make Yui seem better than she is. Because I'm just tired. So, well, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.